The dog family includes more than 30 different species, and each of them is interesting in its own way and deserves close attention. We've already become familiar with some of them in previous episodes, and we will definitely talk about many others in upcoming videos. As a rule, these are medium or large-sized animals, true predators that are usually classified based on their main characteristics as wolves, foxes, or dogs. However, there is one remarkable species that surprisingly combines features of all three of these groups, while also possessing a truly outstanding and unique appearance. Hello friends, you are watching the Noctura channel, and in today's episode we will talk about a very unusual creature, the owner of an elegant elongated muzzle, a lean hunter's body, and incredibly long, almost deer-like legs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the maned wolf. Now, let's take a closer look. The maned wolf is the only modern representative of its own genus. Its scientific name roughly translates as short-tailed golden dog. This animal cannot be called a giant. The body length of an adult usually does not exceed 130 centimeters, and the weight averages about 23 to 27 kilograms. At the same time, it has incredibly long and slender legs, which makes the maned wolf one of the tallest members of the entire canid family. Its shoulder height often reaches 85 to 90 centimeters, almost like that of a large gray wolf, although the latter may weigh up to 80 to 100 kilograms and is considered the most massive among all canids on the planet. The fur on the upper part of its back, especially around the neck and shoulders, is noticeably longer than on the rest of its body. When the animal feels threatened or excited, this mane stands on end, visually increasing the animal's size by about 1.5 times and making it look much more impressive and intimidating. It is precisely because of this characteristic lush hairstyle that the species got its name, the maned wolf. These amazing creatures live mainly in South America, primarily in Brazil, as well as in Paraguay, Bolivia, Argentina, and several other countries of the region. They prefer open and semi-open landscapes, savannas, grasslands, shrub thickets, forest edges, agricultural fields, and even wetlands. During the day, maned wolves behave very secretly and remain mostly inactive. They rest while hiding in tall grass or dense vegetation, trying to stay out of sight. Real activity begins at dusk and continues throughout the night. It is during the dark hours that they go hunting. Unlike most large members of the dog family, maned wolves do not live in packs and do not hunt in groups. They are strongly solitary animals. Thanks to their large ears, they can perfectly detect the slightest rustles in the grass, while their long legs allow them to see far ahead even through dense, tall vegetation. The maned wolf usually uses a typically fox-like tactic. It carefully stalks its prey and then makes a sharp, powerful leap in an attempt to catch the victim. Unfortunately, such attacks are not always successful. According to observations, only about every 5th or 6th attempt succeeds. As an alternative, the predator may dig into a burrow with its paws and insert its narrow, elongated muzzle inside, pulling out animals hiding there. Most often, the prey consists of small mammals, various rodents, rabbits, and armadillos. Sometimes birds, large insects, and occasionally even snakes appear on the menu, although the latter can put up a decent fight and are far from easy prey. Interestingly, however, its predatory nature does not prevent the maned wolf from actively consuming plant food. About 40 to 60% of its diet consists of fruits, roots, tubers, and other plant parts. Therefore, this animal can rightfully be called an omnivore. In a single day, it can spend up to 8 hours searching for food, eating almost anything it manages to find and swallow. Its favorite delicacy is considered to be small fruits, very similar to tomatoes, popularly called the wolf fruit or wolf apple. Despite their mostly solitary lifestyle, maned wolves form monogamous pairs for life. Outside the breeding season, partners rarely interact, yet each occupies and carefully guards its own territory, most often about 25 to 35 square kilometers. Hunting is successfully combined with patrolling territorial boundaries. The scent marks these animals leave have a very sharp, strong, and persistent smell that spreads over considerable distances and helps avoid unnecessary conflicts with others of their kind. Because of this characteristic aroma, in some regions they are even jokingly called the skunks among wolves. Speaking of the maned wolf, it is impossible not to mention its voice. These are quite unusual sounds: a low, throaty bark, a strange growling grunt, or a long, drawn-out howl. Such signals most often serve to scare off competitors and mark territory. However, sometimes even this intimidating vocalization does not work. For example, the Paraguayan fox, which is twice smaller in size, once did not get frightened and forced the wolf to retreat. Though the maned wolf is considered the largest wild canid in all of South America, by nature, it is an extremely cautious, shy, and peaceful animal. It does everything possible to avoid any conflicts or direct confrontations. Usually at the end of summer or the beginning of autumn, a litter of 2 to 6, most often 3 to 5, pups is born. Newborns weigh approximately 350 to 450 grams. In the first months, their fur is dark gray, almost black, with a single bright accent, a white tip of the tail. The ears of the pups are short and rounded at birth, and only over time do they lengthen and acquire their characteristic adult shape. The pups are very active, playful, and curious. In adulthood, males become noticeably more active and mobile than females. In captivity, males take a very direct part in raising the offspring. Together with the female, they feed, groom, teach hunting skills, and protect the pups from any danger. In the wild, however, the father's role in the lives of the young still remains poorly studied, simply because even within a relatively small territory, a pair of maned wolves is encountered surprisingly rarely. Despite its extremely long legs, this animal is not adapted for sprinting and cannot develop high speed over short distances. However, its long limbs help it cover great distances at a walking pace or a trot. On one hand, the absence of serious natural enemies among adults makes this feature less critical. On the other hand, their relative slowness makes maned wolves easy targets for poachers. Officially, hunting them is prohibited in all countries of their range, but local residents still believe in the healing properties of certain parts of the animal's body. In some regions, there is a belief that, for example, if you sit on the skin of a maned wolf, misfortune and bad luck will surely pass you by. For humans, however, this animal is completely harmless. It never attacks first and generally tries to stay away from people. Unfortunately, many maned wolves, especially young ones, die under the wheels of cars. Attracted by easy prey near human settlements, chickens, garbage, and so on, they gradually lose their natural caution, appear more and more often on roads and near cities, and this often ends tragically. All of this together, a narrow habitat range, active destruction of natural habitats, poaching, and road casualties puts these beautiful, graceful, and very unusual animals in an extremely vulnerable position. In captivity, maned wolves can live up to 14 to 15 years, sometimes a little longer. In the wild, the average lifespan is noticeably shorter, usually 6 to 10 years. The total population today is estimated at approximately 27,000 to 25,000 adult individuals. Only careful and responsible treatment of nature, preservation of natural landscapes, and the fight against poaching can help these amazing creatures survive and possibly even slightly increase their numbers in the future. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new interesting videos. Spend your time wisely, protect nature, and see you next time.